Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Sajid, joining from Mumbai on a Facebook live session. Tonight, we have a wonderful guest named Mr. Nafisur Rahman. Mr. Nafis is a NIFT graduate from New Delhi, and he is an expert and I would say stalwart in the textile industries. He has worked across the line in the industry, and he has grown from a trainee to a very senior position in various large corporate of textiles. Uh, Tonight, he will be talking about the effect of digitalization on the textile industry, and also he will enlighten us on the role of digitalization in the home buying process from both buyers' perspective as well as it will help the builders community to know that how to sell more homes. So, welcome, Mr. Rahman, for your this live session, and we hope that we will learn from you over the next few minutes. So, yes,
Thank you for inviting. It's a pleasure to be here.
thank you, Mr. Rahman. Sir, so basically, sir, because you belong to an industry, and as of now, we haven't come across any individual who can talk on this particular industry because our audience are varied and they are from every section of the society. So for them to know about textile and the effect of digital medium on textile will be a very wonderful insight. So we would like to know your point of view, the role of digitalization in textile, your perspective, your ideas, and how do you like to convey these things to our audience? Yes, please.
Yeah. So, guys, we have all learned enough from our school days that food, shelter, are basic necessities of a human being. So, of course, food is something which we are not related to that industry, but I am related to that industry. There's one basic necessity which is the uh, to if you take it like that. And this will always remain the basic man, no matter how much technology changes, how our lifestyle changes, but we still need something to wear and we will still need shelter.
Certainly,
So these
yes.
are the two industry which will always be required. Only the way technology changes, the way we occupy the space and the way we function. But otherwise, the basic necessity is always there. So coming to in particular to the textile industry, there has been huge changes with technology, and techniques remain the same. Like printing is a printing, but right now we have digital printing. So the technology has changed because earlier you have used to make screens, and those screens used to be dried in the sun and then used to print it. Now it's as simple as printing on a paper. You instead of printing on a paper, you print it on a fabric. It's like digital printing. Similarly, for embroideries and other things, it used earlier ancient. It was like hand embroidery, drastically changed to computerized embroidery. No, one is the manufacturing method, and the other is the we call as smart factories. So we are in fact uh, seeing a lot of use of artificial intelligence also. And
Yes.
so we are also seeing use of artificial intelligence. Look, fashion being a fashion industry, the, the techniques and the craft will always be in demand. It's just the way we present it and the way we sell it. So, we are in a big way fashion, where all the data crunching is not done.
Yeah, I suppose there's a internet connectivity issue, Mr. Rahman. We are unable to hear your voice clearly.
So I guess he will be joining in back.
Yes.
So I think this is a very great topic today that we have. That is the digitalization effect on textile industry, because a
Yes.
lot of people don't think about it, and yes, it is a big factor in that case also, because digital going digital, like a lot of people are shopping uh, like online today. So it is the direct impact on the textile industry. Hello,
Yeah,
sir.
certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
there
we
was a
lost your
network problem.
connection, sir. Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, there was a network
Hmm.
problem.
Right.
I was talking that right from the manufacturing aspect of it, where we are talking now of smart factories and industry
Correct.
4. So a lot of digitization is on the manufacturing aspect of it, but also we are seeing right from the beginning, the look, the fashion industry starts from fashion forecasting, where you are crunching a lot of data to forecast what will be
Correct.
in fashion next season. So technology is digital technology is now being experimented there. That let's compare human intelligence to forecast the fashion in comparison
Yes.
to artificial intelligence to forecast the fashion. So right from there to selling platforms, where we see now that almost 15% of all retail in the garment sector is happening through online channels right now. Still brick and mortar stalls, mortar are having their place, and they occupy almost 75%, but this 15% converted to almost 25 to 30% during the pandemic, and it was a big lesson for all of us. And not only
Yes.
there, based on various examinations by traveling to India in customers. Now we are seeing that this pandemic has almost everything. क्या हुआ है?
Yes, sir. We could understand most of the words, but yes, there was some communication gap over here. But we understand that digitalization has helped in marketing as well as the printing of the materials, as well as how it is affecting the home buyers, view or perspective. As you said rightly, that 15% of the retail now shifted to online. So it's a wonderful insight for us. Mm,
So my next question to you would be, what is okay, sir? I think he is still facing some
I
issues.
think, yeah, from his side, there are connectivity issue.
Sir, I would like to ask you that what do you have, like, what are your thoughts on digital effect on textile industry, like just as a consumer, in terms of consumer basis.
Well, to me, I find I have more options as far as designs are concerned. I can see more new colors, which I suppose 10 years back I could not imagine, I could not see it. But right now, wherever I go, either in the online shopping or on the retail side, so I see a lot of options available for me or anyone in the family. So that is one as a consumer has helped me. Secondly, beyond design, yeah, availability is also is yes, sir. So we are talking about the learning that we had that digitalization has impacted on the printing as well as the sales point of view for the industry. We would like to move on to the next segment that was like home
So,
buying process.
yeah. So the next question would be, what do you think from a home buyer's perspective, that the digital marketing, if like what, how does it works of digital marketing of a real estate project? So what are your perspective from a home buyer's perspective?
Yeah, I think looking at it at present, of course, the, look, this pandemic has taught us lessons which we never imagined. We never
Yes.
on if I say about the textile industry, we never imagined that we will have exhibitions virtual, we'll have showrooms virtual, we'll have factory visits virtual, and even inspections happening virtual. So
Yes.
this is something which I am telling from my background from the textile industry, that we had never imagined that this will happen this way. So thinking about the real estate industry, I think it's on a very exciting phase, sitting on a very exciting phase. Right now, what initially comes to my mind is that we will have a platform where you can compare properties, you can see them, and you can shortlist your property online. You can also see what were the previous price trends and what the forecast for the price there. So customer can make an intelligent choice instead of just a hunch there. So those all data crunching can be done online, and those data crunching he can make a better choice. Then what other things I see is virtual visits. Virtual visits have been there for quite some time, but still I think there's a lot of lacking in there. Like, don't see a balcony view uh, on the virtual platforms. So
Absolutely.
those kind of things are not there. And as a home buyer, I will want to see what view I get from my front balcony, what view I get from my back balcony, and those kind of things also can be
Very
added
true.
into it. And third thing is, even I cannot monitor my constructions. So would I want to? Yes, but is it physically possible? Times we can go, and what we do is, even when I bought my property, I used to go once in a month, maybe 2 months, to see how the construction is going on. But virtual platforms can make that much more easy and accessible to you. Sitting in your drawing room, you can see how the construction is going on, what is the quality of construction that is happening. Those are the things where I think the privileges which you could not do, and the ease which virtual platforms can bring it, can take us to many exciting phases. In fact,
Yeah.
going
Yes.
to the extreme of manufacturing, I saw a 3D printed apartment being made. That was the height of
Yes, sir.
technology use.
Yeah, certainly, sir. In fact, we are very close to what your thought process are as far as the consumer is concerned. So, with this digitalization or app marketing, I mean, marketing through an app, we are getting into 3D virtual tours, and as you said rightly, let's say view from a balcony or a drone shoot. So, all those things will be applicable in these platforms. So, as you said rightly, that the future is very exciting, and we are also excited about this whole
Yes,
progress.
sir. Sure.
So we would like to know, sir. Now you're sitting in Delhi. Now there are markets which are more, I would say, in terms of give better returns. For example, in Bombay is considered a better real estate market, and the periphery of Bombay gives better returns in real estate, investment. So as a home prospective home buyers, would you suggest somebody to buy property in anywhere in India while sitting in Delhi?
Yeah, so I think why not? As an investor, if it's a investing as a there are two types of buyers. One is one where you are buying property to live, and one is for investing purpose. For investing purpose, I think that's what I'm saying. The digital platforms can give you a big help. Instead of the property dealer giving his ideas and views about the prospect of the property, the digital platform can have a lot of data crunched and analyzed for the customer, where they are giving the previous trend, a comparative study of all the properties. Maybe for say I select, if I'm talking about NCR, I say a Noida extension against a greater Noida. So where do I get that data from? If I have a digital platform where I can get that data, okay, look, this is the trend of Noida extension versus this is the trend of Greater Noida, and this is the future forecast of Noida extension, and this is the future forecast for Greater Noida. Those kind of data can be a huge benefit, can be a boost for someone who is sitting in Delhi and trying to invest in a property somewhere else and doesn't have a first-hand view of the uh, what will the investment return on investment be. I think yes, uh, it is a good. it is a good. It should be a good
Initiative.
platform.
Yes, correct.
That's amazing, sir. That's actually a great suggestion also, and I think that can bring a more clarity in terms of how the market is, like how market trends are, and what where the market is leading to. So I think that that was a like complete thing about real estate. Being an MBA from real estate and urban infrastructure, I can totally agree, and I can see that your suggestions are completely, sir, which is needed today for the consumer and customer. So my third question to you, like my fourth question to you would be that what advice would you offer to the real estate companies in order to sell more homes?
That's a $1 million question. Yeah. So of course, with the new normal, what we are seeing, we saw. I will again relate it to my clothing industry, where we saw that people were not buying clothes anymore. But does that mean that people were not buying any type of clothes? No, it was not. We launched a line called WFH, or work from home line, and it was a big hit. It was a big hit. Again, the another line which we added to our clothing line was undergarments. People had never stopped buying undergarments. People were buying it. People were people were not buying formal shirts, but people were buying t-shirts because they were working more online now. But they still wanted to look good. They didn't want to sit in their sleepwear in front of the camera. So they wanted those smart wear so to be presentable in front of the camera. So that's how we have to think in even in the real estate industry. So if people have people, what would people be thinking about the future, about how they will be planning their new homes? So if you are able to uh, get that pulse of the buyer, that's how you will be able to sell it. uh, our company during the pandemic added new manufacturing units because we thought, and we took it like that every challenge brings new avenues and new opportunities. So that's how we have to look at it. There's a challenge that people are not buying so much. What will they buy? Let's look at an opportunity. People are staying more at home now. People would want better homes now. People are looking at their home. Oh, this thing doesn't look good. This thing doesn't look good, because they have more time sitting at the home, looking at their
Absolutely.
sofa, their furniture. So those sales have risen actually. Home
Yes.
textile is seeing a big upsurge in sales, which was not there previously,
So maybe a
because people,
furnished home probably would sell more if I may kind of inference take the inference from that
in
probably.
fact, I was thinking about it. I was thinking that digital platforms can give you a more customized uh, uh, apartments, where they can make a choice of what wallpaper they want, to what uh, want the balcony to be uh, merged with the living room, or they want the balcony to be shifted. All that views, all those things can be given to the customer on a digital platform, where he doesn't have to actually do the renovation, but he can see it first, analyze it, and then make better choices for him. So that's something. Look, it always is that how do you make the customer's life more easier, and that's the best way to sell. Any product will sell better when customer finds that it is you are giving him the luxury which he didn't had. So I think if you want those numbers, first you have to have that pulse of the customer. What which is the trend? What is the trend buyer is going for? One is that, and number two, how are you going to make his life easier? So that he doesn't have to do what he those challenges he doesn't face which he used to face previously. So
Certainly,
I
I
I
see that
cannot
though. Yeah, please.
I cannot get into the nitty gritties because I'm not into it, but I can, as a customer, I can tell you these two things. These are
Yeah,
the two
no,
things.
you initially said it's $1 million question, but I see with the answer now we owe you $1 million, I suppose. The answer was perfectly.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yes, sir. So we move on to the next and the final question that mm, uh, for you or any consumer, what is the when buying a home, there are two options, there are two factors that primarily they look at. One is the location, and the second is the amenities of a property. So for you, will it be like amenity will exceed the factor of location, or would you prefer to buy a home which is, or stay in the same home where all your needs are met? How would you like take decision on choosing a property if you
So
have to decide between these two kind of factors?
I think this is a very individual case to case, and for me, community living is a very very important thing. And for me, community living being an important thing, I think pandemic has taught us this lesson also. That
Yes.
it's you are not just an individual living in a luxurious home, but you also need a community around you. So I would prefer location would is still a very very important thing for me. Location otherwise will also remain important because a lot of things have changed from work from home, and people are not so much keen on changing locations anymore. As an individual, location is important in comparison to the type of house. But again, as I said, it is individual case to case. And of course, if I get both the things together,
Right, sir. So thank you, sir. We got your message very clearly that it is based on the individual cases and it varies from case to case. Rishi, do you have more questions for Mr. Nafis?
No, sir. Actually, I think
Okay.
that this was very
individual case to case.
very insightful
But of
answer that
course,
we
if I
had
can get both the
from
things,
so many
good
different.
horse.
I
Yeah, I
guess.
think we lost him again. Yeah, this is the first time. Nonetheless, I will let me connect him again.
But I think, sir, that he has shared a lot of beautiful insights about how real estate industry should be like improvising in the work their way, like working, and also what all things the customer looks for. The
Correct.
main thing that he was saying about the how the construction process is happening, like a life
Yes.
update that and future forecast. Those two terms are so clear and so like self-explanatory that I feel that such things should be very clear and transparent to all the people so that it can get an ease in the buying process as he's saying, and that will surely revolutionize the whole industry.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Rahman, we
I think
had a
my net
wonderful
is giving
session.
my net is giving a big problem. Yeah. So as I
No,
said,
no
for the
problem.
last question, it is individual case to case basis. But for me, location would be more important than the type of horse. But if I can get both the worlds, why not it? If I get a good horse
Yes,
in a good
certainly,
location, I will go both for both. But of course, if you
certainly.
say that you have to make a choice, then it will be, of course, location and the community that I want to live
Perfect.
That's amazing,
Okay.
sir. That's amazing.
Yes, yes. From our side and the entire team at our Kage, we would like to thank you. Thank you for your time, wonderful insights. And there were areas which we had no information or ideas. We could now we are now aware about this textile business and the role of digitalization, and also your perspective as a home buyer and how digitalization is going to help us as an industry or as a buyer. So we thank you so much for your time, sir. Wish you a wonderful evening, sir. Yes.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much, sir. You have
pleasure,
linked both
pleasure all mine.
sectors
Thank you, sir.
of digital in textile and digital real estate so wonderfully that I am like enlightened today with those perspectives personally, and I'm very sure that our viewers have would have also learned a lot of things from this webinar. Thank you so much for joining in, sir. Thank you so much to all the viewers for joining in.
Thank you.